In this video I'm going to go over 8 hacks that I've used in my aquariums that have made fish keeping so much easier. Number 1 is the duckweed comb. You can scrape the top of the water and collect so much duckweed with the comb, and it's way better than using a net where it gets stuck in it and will probably transfer to other tanks. You can use the duckweed as fertilizer for your houseplants or just feed it to your chickens. The second one is a spawning mop. These are super easy to make, just make sure that your wool doesn't have any crappy chemicals on it. These can be used for egg laying fish like tetras that prefer big bushy things to lay their eggs in, or you can use them for little baby fish that need to hide from the adults or just need like somewhere to hide even if there are no adults in the tank. I've used these breeding mops for helping baby guppies hide from the adults, and I've actually had a pretty good success rate with it. I don't really use these anymore though because I have big bushy plants that I much prefer the look of, and they basically work the same. When I was little, I used to use a syringe instead of a siphon because I did not even know they existed. You can use an old air pump as a siphon by making sure the end in the water is higher than the one taking the water out. You have to suck on the end of the tube to get the water flowing, but you can also get siphons that have a pump on it that you can just squeeze and get the water out instead of that. These make cleaning the tank so much easier. You literally just hold it around the bottom and suck up all the debris on the bottom of the tank. Just make sure you don't get up any sand. Paper backgrounds are also really great for fish tanks. They make them look so much better in my opinion. These are super easy to make and also customizable. I usually just paint a piece of paper black and stick it on the back of the tank with some blue tack. You can also just paint the back of the tank itself. I have 2 tanks that already had this done to them, but with a paper background you can take it off, put it back on and change the designs and stuff. A cleaning tool that I've been using for a very long time is a toothbrush. So you can just use an old crappy one, make sure it's like washed and doesn't have any like residue of toothpaste or whatever on it, and use it for cleaning the hardscape. I find it very good for getting bits of like algae off of the wood and the rocks, and also getting into the corner of the tanks. You can also spin it around in the hair algae, or you can use a fork to get rid of the hair algae as well, but this can sometimes damage the plants. Terracotta caves are also really good. You can just use like smashed terracotta pots. I've used one in my Cribensis tank to try and breed Cribensis, and I also have a few little tiny terracotta pots that my aquarium plants have come in that I've stacked for my tetras, shrimp and pygmy cories. Also be very careful with these because they might have been used around fertilizers or other toxic chemicals, and terracotta does absorb stuff, so just be very careful with this. The next one is pest snail removal. There are multiple fish you can get that actually eat pest snails, like assassin snails, which are just snails that eat other snails, it's in the name. And there are also many loach species, like yo-yo loaches, aka Pakistan loaches, and clown loaches, that will eat them all, every snail in the tank. But if you can't get them, a trick you can use to get most, if not all of them out, is by putting a vegetable in the water like cucumber or zucchini, and the snails will swim it, and then you can take it out, take all the snails off, put it back in. Make sure you don't leave it in for too long though, otherwise it will start rotting in the water. It's not guaranteed that you'll get all the snails out by doing this though. And my last tip is using live plants. I've been keeping live plants in my tanks for years and have found that the tanks that don't have heaps of plants in them grow algae way faster, and the heavily planted tanks grow little to no algae. So if you can have live plants, it is so much better to have them because it's better for the tank's condition and the fish, unless your fish are little shits and won't let you have them like some of my fish. Those are my 8 tips that make fish keeping easier. If you have any of your own hacks, you can list them in the comments, and if you have any questions or video requests, tell me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.